What's going on, guys? Another great episode just finished. Super excited about this one. You guys are going to love it. Another one that's going to be, you're going to listen to and you're going to want to get to work right now. No excuses, right fucking now. It's what's today's date? The 10th of January. So New Year's resolutions are still going on. Most people probably quit them by now, to be honest with you. So listen to this podcast. Reflect on, are you actually doing what you need to do to get the job done? Are you actually following through on your goals? Don't let yourself down. Listen to my man's story, fellow RTA member, turn it around. Okay, today, start to your story.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Starter Story Podcast, where today could be the start to your story. Today's guest is someone that has graduated from law school, was working for mergers and acquisitions, was named the Minnesota Super Lawyers Rising Star, was a former Minnesota State Senate candidate, who is now an entrepreneur and CEO of KIP Search, where he's helped many large companies locate CEOs, CFOs, some top-level executive positions in those companies. On top of his success as an entrepreneur, he's an avid triathlete and a member of the RTA Syndicate. Ladies and gentlemen, Kip Knippel.
What's going on, brother? Thank you. That was too kind.
I did a little bit of research on you, man. I did a little bit.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. That was great.
Absolutely. What's going on, man? How's your days doing? Your days going well today, you said?
Yeah, it's fast and furious like most days, but yeah, it's going really, really well.
That's awesome.
Loving it.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I got some questions for you.
Sure.
So I'll start firing them away. So you're an entrepreneur. Many people, I think we both can agree entrepreneurship is glorified nowadays, because people think it's a fast and easy way to make money, work for yourself, but no one ever really talks about the truth behind entrepreneurship and the long nights, the grinds, the heartaches, the sleepless nights, but it's all worth it in the end. But as someone as an entrepreneur, someone who's trying to make that jump and start their own business can be scary. So what's one piece of advice you have for someone that's looking to be an entrepreneur and want to start their own business?
No, that's a fantastic question. I mean, the big thing is to decide if you really want to do it. Do you really want to be ultimately in control of your own destiny? And, if you fail, you have no one to blame but yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And do you just have the stomach to do that and the drive to do it? And are you someone that you have almost like you have no choice, like you have to do it. You can't do anything else.
Yeah.
That's usually a good sign that it's a good idea. And honestly, the biggest, I've made way more difficult decisions than this, but the hardest one is just doing it.
Yeah.
Just to make the decision, I'm going to do it. I'm going to bet on myself. I'm really going to do it, because you feel like you're giving up all this security, when in reality, you have way more security betting on yourself, assuming, you're good at whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the hardest thing. It's just pulling the trigger and going for it.
Absolutely. I think that's you're so right on that one. And a lot of people they like to talk about things and doing stuff. I'm going to do this year. I'm going to start my fitness journey, or I'm going to start my business. And they love to talk the talk, but they never actually follow through on it. They lack the discipline. A lot of people, and on the previous podcast that's going to come out before this one, we were talking about how people always say they lack motivation. It's not lacking motivation. You lack discipline. You can have motivation. Motivation helps you in some aspects. No one's ever motivated 24/7. You have to have that discipline, and especially you have to have it, especially being an entrepreneur, because every single day you've got things thrown at you that push you down and punch you in the mouth, and you got to keep moving forward through it, and you got to have that discipline to do it. And it's a hard decision to start and actually be an entrepreneur. Obviously you took that jump and you're having success with it right now, and you're growing and learning every day, just as everyone else is, and that's the key.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely the best decision of my life. Hands down, no question. And it's, to your point, you gotta have the discipline to do it even when you're not motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can do it when they're motivated, but it's when you're not motivated, when it's the last thing you want to do, but you do it anyway. That's what sets the successes apart.
Absolutely. Switching gears real quick, switching out of entrepreneurship, some people maybe they decide they don't want to be an entrepreneur. You find some really good talent for some of these companies, and what's one common trait that you see in the talent that you bring to these companies? Is it someone are they disciplined? Are they have, experience in something else? What's something that these people share that you keep bringing to these companies?
Yeah, no, that's an excellent question. Obviously, it depends on the role and what we're working on, but people that have that entrepreneurial spirit within them, but they want to be a number 2 or they want to be a number 3, and they can add tons of value there. They don't want to take the risk to do their own thing, but they want to share ideas and be strategic and be tactical. And people that want to add value. I mean, that's probably to answer your question, that's probably the best thing, no matter what your role is. If you really want to add value, and it's about how can I add value to my company, to our clients, to our customers, as opposed to, how can this benefit me? How can this job or this company help me? If you flip it around and really always try to add value, those are the critical people that companies do not want to lose, and they'll do anything they can to keep them.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Being an entrepreneur is necessary. Finding, and I see this a lot. You can be inside a company and you can be a person that you see that a problem is going to happen, but being that person to react on that problem before it happens and finding a solution, and going to your say your supervisor, whatever the case may be, and showing them that you have value, you truly care about the company that you work with. That's important. That's incredibly important nowadays. There has to be, not everyone can be an entrepreneur, not everyone can be a CEO, the top level. We need people throughout every single part of the company. But I agree with you, providing value is huge. Is huge. So I
was going to say, like, the best analogy I've heard of just for entrepreneurship is like being a professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I love basketball, but I don't have the skills to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
I'm not 6'7". As much as I want it and I'm motivated and want to be in the NBA, I'm not. I mean, being an entrepreneur, running a business, it's the same thing. It's like being an athlete. Just because you want it, you have to be good at it and actually have some talent at it to succeed. And not everybody has that, which is totally okay.
Yeah.
But I think that's the best kind of mindset to think about, as like a professional athlete, because everyone gets that. You don't have LeBron James skills or Steph Curry, you're not going to be in the NBA. You're not going to be an NBA All-Star. As much as doesn't matter how much you want. You got to have the actual raw talent skills to do it.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that's great. I love that, because it's fine. You're not everyone's going to be the LeBron James. You're going to be whoever you are, but you're going to have to be the best version of whoever you are. You control what you want to do. That if you not going to be the best basketball player, but I was listening to Ed Milet's podcast last night with, I think it's Mike Rowe at the Dirty
so
Job.
good.
Oh, it's
that was great.
Great,
awesome.
And those people, maybe they wanted to be a professional basketball player too, but those people who are in the sewers and talking about just like the amount of literal shit that they're in, we need those people. You need those people to do it, and those people are the best at it. They love what maybe they don't love what they truly love what they do, but they enjoy it and they're the best at it, and they learn to be good at it. And that's something that they just work for and they just love to do. So I agree with that.
No, totally.
Yeah.
One of the best things in that podcast, and that it just kind of clicked with me, was he talked about, everyone says follow your passion, and they both kind of debunked that. And he kind of said, you just need to be a passionate person and then find the opportunity and become passionate about that opportunity.
Yeah.
And then, and that's what these people did. I mean, the guy that, gave up being a psychologist to go do the septic tanks, and they're just passionate people about life, but they found an opportunity, a business opportunity. And then they started doing that and then became passionate about it and had success. And that's really what they said. Great. The true superstars in business are people that just apply passion to an opportunity and run with it.
Yeah. And that's interesting. I never heard that expression before. Ever.
Yeah, me neither.
You always hear follow your passion, follow what you like to do, but I agree with that. Being a passionate person goes a lot farther. I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
Switching gears real quick. Being a triathlete, you're obviously into the fitness space. One common thing that we see a lot of people with entrepreneurs are people who are also in this fitness space as well. They enjoy working out, whatever it is, running, biking, actually in the weight room, whatever it is. Why do you think that is? Why do you think most entrepreneurs are also really focused on their physical health as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a discipline thing. I think
Yeah.
it's an addiction thing. I mean, you kind of get addicted to work. You need some sort of outlet. So you get into, health and wellness and fitness and eating. And, and I mean, I grew up playing football, basketball, and baseball. I'm not built like a triathlete. I'm not like a skinny, super fast runner. But I got into this, and literally it becomes an addiction.
Yeah.
But it's the discipline, and it's just like in business, just learning to, and I think they even said this on the podcast, embrace the suck. Like you get to love the suffering and the pain, like the things that people are scared of and quit. Like you embrace that. And like in your business or in fitness, you're like looking for that opportunity to push yourself so hard that it hurts.
Yeah.
And then you just love it. And you get addicted to that kind of adrenaline of, especially with endurance sport, like triathlon, where it was, Chris McCormack, who's a guy from Australia that came up with the embrace the suck. And because he said in any race, at some point, it's going to be horrible and it's going to suck. And you can like feel it coming on. And then instead of mentally getting all wonky, like I'm going to crash here, I'm going to burn, you just feel it coming. And he would just literally say to himself, and I actually have a bracelet I wear when I do the tries, like embrace the suck. Okay, here it comes. It's going to suck. It's not going to last forever. It's going to pass, but I know it's coming. I'm going to embrace it, get through it, and then it's going to get better again. And it literally happens in every single marathon I've ever done, every try. And it's in business too. But you get to hunger for that and like it, and almost be like, I'm going to push myself even harder here. The guy next to me, and not letting the guy next to you know how much you're suffering. If you can just dig deep to accelerate ahead of them, it just like kills their will, and they like give up, and you just keep going, and you just kind of get addicted to that competitiveness.
Absolutely. I have on my little backpack, I live in Arizona, so I get all the mountains out here and everything. I get to go hiking. So I have a backpack I take with me all the time, and I have a patch on it that says embrace the suck too as well.
That's awesome.
I get comments all the time on it too, because people are, we're going up the mountain, people are behind me as we're going up, we're all sweating, we just want to get to the top, we just want to get there. But you have to go through that work to actually get to the top. And everyone always makes a comment about how much they like that patch too, so it's funny.
That's awesome.
But another thing too that I think about fitness and entrepreneurship and how they correlate, there's a lot that goes like, I'm a big person. I love the weight room. I love lifting weights. Running endurance is not my thing. I've been putting a lot more into it because I don't like it as much. So I kind of forced myself to get into it and kind of again embrace the suck. And I think there's the analogy of when you're squatting, it's kind of like life, and it's kind of like business. You have all the weight and everything pushing down on you, and in business you have all the pressure and all the people that are relying on you to make something of yourself, and the pressure of yourself and the goals and the ambitions that you put up on yourself. And it's up to you to actually lift yourself up and actually get through it. And it sounds so cheesy, but it's so true. There is a big correlation between fitness and entrepreneurship, and a lot of people.
So true.
And I think Andy says this well too. Frisella is that he used to Andy obviously back in the day used to be not an unhealthy person. He used to be a bigger guy, and when he really put himself, his physical and his mental self first, you're able to propel so much further. If you're not taking, if you're missing one area of your life that you're not taking care of, but you're taking care of the others, the other rest of them suffer as well from it. You have to encompass all parts of your life to be able to fully excel into it. So
100%. It's totally true.
Absolutely. Last question I have for you. New Year's. So a lot of people right now are making New Year's resolutions. These are people maybe that they've made it year after year, but they never stuck it out. What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who's starting a New Year's resolution?
Yeah, it's so much more about like creating habits that are sustainable.
Yep.
Like that's some resolution. I mean, everyone knows, talk about going to the gym. In January, February, it's jam full of these people. And everyone talks about, in a month and a half, they'll all be gone. And it happens every single year. But it's just like, like creating a sustainable habit that you can keep going. Like you can't go from not working out to I'm going to work out 7 days a week. It's just you can do that for a couple of weeks, but you have to figure out what can you do, that's a little bit more, and then do that consistently, and then do a little bit more. Whether it's, maybe it's waking up 15 minutes earlier every day, and do that for a couple of weeks, and then add another 15 minutes or 5 minutes. I mean, just little increments that you can stick with.
Yeah.
And one thing that I can't remember who told me this a few whiles back. It's actually a friend from Arizona. But to pick 3 words for the year, and I had this whole website that like explains it. But pick 3 words like for the year. And so for mine this year, I'm just looking at them because I haven't posted everywhere. For mine, it's apex, level up with a hashtag, so it's just one word, and then separation for our separation season with Arte. But to have these 3 words so every decision you make for the whole year, whether it's in fitness or business or family or friends, like those 3 words are the guiding force to help you make your decisions. And so I've done this for 4 years now, and it's super powerful. It's super easy. You just pick these 3 words, you put it on your computer, you put it on your mirror at home in the bathroom, but just like, and then write out what those mean to you, but then ultimately just post those 3 words. And so it's just easy to remember. Yeah. And just have those 3 words guide you and drive you on all your decisions.
I love that
for the year. Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome. I'm definitely gonna do that. I like that a lot.
It's powerful.
If you find the site, let me know if you can send it to me too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure I will. Yeah,
I have it. Post with the podcast too, but that's awesome. That's having those like almost like core values in a sense that would kind of guide you through that year, through all your decisions and all your goals and everything. I love that. Another thing too, I wanted to add on to it too, is talking about creating habits and everything. I think a lot of people, not even just New Year's resolutions, even just people that, have goals, they create, they try and go from one extreme to the other. They might be a person that is partying every single weekend, drinking, whatever the case may be, when all of a sudden they want to cut cold turkey and they want to go from 100 to 0 with their goals. And I think creating sustainable habits that actually help long term. I mean, you can go 100 to 0, but it's not, most of the time it's not sustainable. A lot of people, they cutting it out is never the best. You have to kind of wean yourself, down from it. So I think a lot of people that go from, never working out a day in their life, and all of a sudden the new year hits, now they're working out 7 days a week. I mean, it's not something that someone's sustainable to do. You kind of have to figure out what's best for you, honestly.
Yeah. And I mean, Atomic Habits, that's probably the best book I've ever read on habits and how to create them. And it's more about creating systems that, but like for your people listening to your podcast, it's like, it's creating these systems that reinforce your habits and make them happen more than just like creating a habit.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best habit book I think I've ever read.
Yeah, I have it too. It's another good one. It's another really good book.
Yeah.
Really good book.
So good. And like their thing, they talk about habit stacking, like pick something you already do and just add a new habit that you want to create to it. And it makes it way easier to do it.
It's funny. So my girlfriend, I actually referenced that book when I was talking to her. It's hilarious because it's the first thing that clicked in my mind. She was talking about how she usually, what was it? Something about taking vitamins in the morning. I don't know. It was something stupid like that. And I was like, well, as soon as you wake up, she usually has like this, I don't know, it's like this like yogurt drink thing. I don't know, that she drinks every morning as soon as she gets up. I'm like, you are disciplined as hell. You drink that thing every single morning. Like you never miss it once. I'm like, you have to add it to that now. So now when you drink that, remember to take your vitamins as well.
Yeah.
You have to stack them up, because if you're good at, like you said, if you're good at one, you do one thing, you just keep adding something else to it. And it's just a chain reaction. You keep building up.
Like literally just set the vitamins right next to the yogurt thing. So they're just there. You don't have to think.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Kip, I appreciate you taking some time
for sure
and talking to everyone. And I'm sure a lot of people learned some awesome, valuable lessons from today. And I just want to thank you again. Where can people reach out to you?
So my name, Kip Knippel. So it's on every social media platform. It's just my name, but it's Knippel with is E-L. So KIP KNIPPEL. But every single social media platform there is, like it's got my link tree thing. So you can go to, if you find one, you can find all of them.
Oh yeah.
But that's probably the best place.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking time out today for everyone, and
No, thank you.
rest of your day.
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law.